Hi, my name's Ken Cox with NPSIS.com, powered by Hostirian. Today we're going to show you how to set up your WordPress site for the very first time. I hope you enjoy. Okay, the first thing you need to do when setting up your new WordPress site is set up your MySQL database. I'm assuming you've already gotten a new domain name and a cPanel website from NPSIS.com. Today we're using kenswebsite.info as the website to test with. First thing you'll want to do is log into your cPanel account. I'm assuming you've already gotten that because you've gotten the email with your username and password. Once you're logged in, you'll scroll down. You'll see MySQL databases. You just click on that. You'll see a new databases, and you see that the prefix is the username that you use to log into your cPanel. You'll want to use something simple that describes the site that you're doing, so I'm going to use kensweb_WP as my database name. And that just created my database, and you can see that here. The next thing you need to do is add a user for that database. So just under the username, I typically like to use the same username as a database name, just because it makes it that much easier. And I hit the Generate Password button. You can see that it creates an encrypted password for you so that it's nice and secure. I just hit Use Password, and I said that, yes, I'm going to go ahead and save that password. I just keep all my passwords in a notepad. You can save them however you want to. And then hit Create User. Now you have your database set up with your username and password to get logged in. Then you go on to the next step. Once you've created your MySQL database and you've created your MySQL username and password, you'll want to make sure that you add the user to the database. You simply do that here by putting the username and the database together and click the Add button. Once you've done that, you'll want to check all privileges to make sure that that username has full rights to do whatever it needs to do on the database. In some cases, you might want to make a read-only username if you want to have somebody, if you want to run reports or have somebody else into your database that's going to look at stuff. But typically for your WordPress installation, just click all privileges and you shouldn't have many problems. Make those changes and then you're done. Okay, the next step in setting up your WordPress site is downloading the latest version of WordPress. You can do that by Googling WordPress downloads or just simply by going to wordpress.org/download. Once you're to their site, you can see download WordPress 3.1.3. That's the current stable version. Click download once it's finished, and that might take longer on your computer depending on your internet speeds. You can see it downloaded by default to my downloads folder. I'm just going to cut it out of there and just paste it right here on my desktop so I know where it's at. The next thing you want to do is just extract that file so that you have that on your desktop. And I'm just downloading it to WordPress 3.1.3. Depending on your computer speed, this might take some time or it could go really quickly. Alrighty, so we're just finishing up extracting the WordPress zip file to our desktop. You can see that here, and if you open that up, you can see that there's some files in there. Next thing we want to do is upload that to our website. I like to use FileZilla. One, it's free, and it's a very powerful system. So you should have an email with your FTP username and password. So just open up your FTP. If you've already got it configured, just go to it, establish a new connection, and you're connected to your server. Here's the server, and here is your desktop full files. If you have not set it up yet, just click on that button there, do new website, type in some information, some more information. The host name is your URL, so here you would want to do kenswebsite.info. Typically use plain FTP, normal, and then your username and password would go right there. I already have this site configured, so I'm just going to connect and establish a new connection. You can see here I'm in my folder on my desktop in the WordPress 3.1.3 directory with the WordPress directory. On the server side, I'm just going to click on the public_HTML directory. I'm going to take all of these files, and if you hit Shift End, then that will highlight them all, and then right click and go Upload. That's going to upload all the files to your WordPress site that you need up there to configure everything else from here. Okay, you've now finished uploading all of your content to the web server. You should be able to see all the same content on the web server as you see on your desktop. You should be done with FTP now. The next thing you want to do is go to the website you're working with. In this case, it's kenswebsite.info. When you first go to the site after you've uploaded all of your files, you should get this Create a Configuration File screen. Go ahead and click on that. Now it's going to ask you for some database information. Click Let's Go. Here you're going to type in the information that you created from your SQL setup a little while ago. We used kensweb_wp as the database name. We also used that as the username. And then we also created a crazy string for the password. In this case, we're using the database host is localhost. What this means is that the database is running on the same server as the website. If this is not the case, you're using a more technical install, and you'll probably want to contact your administrator or your hosting provider for help. This will either be localhost or an IP address in most cases. Once that's all done, go ahead and click the Submit button. And you're all ready to go. And you click Run the Installer. At this point, you just have to type in the site title. We're going to use Ken's website. Type in an admin username. Now you want to do a password, and you want to do that twice. The stronger the password, the better. It's really up to you. Typically, a lot of times, if you use the same password there as your SQL database, then you just have less passwords to remember. But just make sure whatever that is, you're going to remember it, or you write it down somewhere. And then just once you have all that information done, click Install WordPress, and you are ready to go. Go to your website /wp-login.php, type in the username and the password. I like to click Remember Me so I don't have to keep typing that in every time I go. And your WordPress site is all set up. You can go to the website and you can see that you've got a basic WordPress site. At that point, you are 100% ready to go. You're ready to start creating pages and posts. Okay, now you have your WordPress site. It's all set up and configured. The next thing you need to know is how to create posts and pages. Join us next week and we'll go over that. Thank you.